And welcome back, everybody. Happy New Year. I'm so excited to be back here in this chair with you guys. It has been crazy, and I've missed all of you and being able to be here for the Survivor Girl podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. And oh man, I hope it's only the second day of the new year, and I feel so excited about that. It's exciting to be here another year and to be able to do all of this, not just this, but everything. So I hope that you guys are enjoying your second day of the new year. Before I get into the show, though, I'm going to go ahead and do the disclaimer. I am not able to prescribe. I am not able to do any of that medical stuff. I am unable to do that. Just share my story and all the stuff that I know or that I've experienced, and hope that I will be able to uplift and encourage you guys to continue to keep thriving and surviving as well. So basically, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I can't treat or prescribe, but I'm here to try to help uplift you guys through showing, hey, you can keep on moving forward. You can keep on going on. So thank you guys for joining. It has been a wild couple months here. I've been trying to keep up with the motivational Mondays. I am also being told that I need to stop saying the word try, hope, all of those insinuating that I'm doing things. I am just to do it. So, but it's been a crazy ride. I just got done with my season over at Bronner's, which was incredible. I love being able to work there and to bring ornaments into homes all over the world with my writing on it, and so that's been cool. I love doing that. It's been 7 seasons, and but I am excited because I am on a new journey. I start a new journey actually tomorrow. I am going to become a parapro at elementary school, and I'm very excited about that. To be able to help with a child and to help other students as well. I'm compassionate about that kind of thing, so I'm looking forward to being able to do that. So that is my new adventure. I know I kind of leaked a little bit about that on my own personal Facebook page, and I had a lot of people asking me what exactly it was that I was going to do. Well, I was just kind of waiting until I started the journey, but I can't contain it anymore. I'm very excited to be able to do that, and I hope that I'm able, there I go again, hoping I'm going to help this child and to continue to keep on thriving with a new adventure as well. So that's exciting. I'm very excited. So I hope you guys are learning and doing all kinds of things this year coming up right now that we're in, because there's so many things that we can obtain, that we can learn, that we can do. And I feel that energy. I don't know if it's just a brand new year thing, but I'm not doing the brand new year brand new me thing, because I don't like that. I don't like that. I think that New Year's resolutions for me personally never stick. So why would I go into the new 2022 with that same thing? I'm moving on. I'm going to do I'm doing something different. See, I'm going to continue to try to correct myself as I'm doing this show. It's in me. Crystal, you've got me doing this now. But I am going to see. I am going with something new this year. I'm going to try different things and not go back to what I've been doing, because obviously in the past it has worked for a little bit, but to continue to keep on trying to do the same thing, they say that's insanity. And I believe it. I really believe that. So I'm looking at different things to do this year. Goals that we've obtained through the past year. I know Tony was on a journey for 52 books. He crushed it, and it's going to be 55. Sorry. Was it 52 in the beginning, though? Okay, so you made it to 55 and is going to be moving on to do a whole bunch more this coming year, which is cool. I love that. All right, already got one, and it was great because I would get several different motivational, upbeat books and things sent to me, because I totally went down the audio book tour. I swear that's what it was, because I enjoy that though. My friends, listen though, having a book in your hand is amazing. The book, the smell of a book, a library, bookstores, all of that stuff is incredible. And I really do encourage everybody to continue to support that, to support getting books and buying books and things. But for someone like me who has a hard time concentrating, audiobooks are amazing. And they have come so far with all of those. So I could be working on stuff at home, or like I was working at work and listening to audiobooks, and I got more books done this year than I would have by just picking up a book. I do still have paperback and hardcover books at home. I enjoy that. I really do. But for someone like me, it works perfect to have audiobooks. The idea of a book, and I'd start reading it and be like, I'm really tired. I'm exhausted now. So to have an audiobook and to listen and still be able to continue doing, I would listen to them on my way home from work to get more of it in. And it's incredible. It was a perfect thing for me. But I got to talking to more people about this because I was excited. And when you're on fire, you want to tell the world, hey, look, this is what I discovered. Audiobooks are amazing. And I'd start talking to other people about these, and they would share their excitement and their joy of audiobooks as well. And what I come to find out is there is more people like me out there that have a hard time reading a physical book. It's not that they can't read, it's the concentration and the full concentration in the words. I'd start reading, not only would I get tired, but I'd have to reread over and over if something stopped me. Audiobooks, I don't do that. I obtain all of that information, and it's a beautiful thing. So I do encourage that. I am not sponsored by Audible or any of those things, but I did start the free trial on that, and there are so many books there. But I've looked at different ones online. There's all kinds of places. There is your library, Libby. You can get audiobooks on there. I actually took out a lot of audiobooks at my library, my local library, and it's incredible the different ones that they had available as well. So that for me, that concentration thing and to be able to break through that and actually get some books in this past year was amazing. So I do encourage that with you guys if you're able to actually look into see what kind of audiobooks that you might be interested in. There's so many now, and it's beautiful. But also another thing, with this past year and leaving that behind and moving on to this new journey, I started learning American Sign Language. So there is an app for that as well, which is really cool. So don't get discouraged if you are you're older or if you have a hard time with learning, because these tools that we have available at our fingertips now are incredible. So I encourage thinking outside of the box. I remember being taught in school and having a hard time with concentrating and having a hard time picking up stuff, but I think differently. I don't think the same way as everybody else. I do things differently, and a lot of times I will hear, why do you have to do everything the hard way? When I look at somebody else and I go, oh, why do you have to do everything the hard way? Because to me, it's not. To me, that's just how I function. That's how I work. Yes, there are things and tools that I have put into my life to get myself on track. And let me tell you, folks, it is amazing when you find what works for you. I have continued to discover that, back in school, when we would set our stuff out before going to school and pack a lunch the night before and get gas in the car. Well, that wasn't in school. But now, getting gas put in the car the day before, setting up your coffee pot the day before, getting your clothes ready, your lunch, everything like that. For someone like me, that's a great thing to have. It's a great thing to do. I mean, right down to what shoes I'm wearing. I have no shame. Like, I'm proud of that. Well, not these. These are my winter boots. But but seriously though, like, I have no shame in telling you guys that I'm 41 and I prep before I get ready the next day. It works for me. With somebody that has higher anxiety and gets excitable about stuff, if one thing is off the next day, I encourage you guys to try that out to get everything ready and prepped and everything. Now, we're not talking about meal prepping. We're not talking about that because I don't know why, but that gives me like a little bit of an anxiety. I'm like, I don't want to eat the same thing for 5 days in a row. Well, that's how I perceived it. Apparently, Tony's telling me that's not how that works. Okay. All right. So I'll look into this a little bit more, guys. And if you have some tips on meal prep and all that different stuff, please send me a message. Let me know. Like, honestly, that's one great thing about having this platform. I'm not ashamed if I say something wrong and somebody corrects me and lets me know privately, because I prefer that. That helps me to learn and continue learning, just like all of you guys. There's different things out there that we might not know. Like, I've learned so many different things with all, like I said, social media and all that stuff at the fingertips. things of doing it the wrong way, like the life hacks and doing this the wrong way. I'm like, I did not know that you turn the bag inside out and it makes it easier instead of shaking a garbage bag out. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of different things that I have learned this past couple years that have blown my mind. And I'm okay with that. I'm thankful to continue to be learning because it keeps your mind sharp. It keeps you going. For me, that's a huge thing. If I'm continuing learning something, it helps me to continue to grow, and I think that's everybody. I get that it's everybody that needs to continue to keep on learning instead of staying stagnant. It keeps your brain sharp. So I suggest or recommend, I will say, I'll recommend like the audiobooks and maybe learning a new language on one of the apps or something. Like, that's exciting to me. There's a lot of really cool, exciting things out there that we can do and change it up a little bit. Change it up a little bit. But like I said before, having a plan and having things set out is it's not childish. It's not a bad thing. Actually, it's pretty smart to do that. So you're able to get ready, you're getting on time and you're making it. And I do now. I don't know how many times that I would be running so late before, but now I'm getting my stuff together and I'm trying to continue to stay on that track because the more I have together, the less stress that I have. And there's people out there that do all kinds of planning. They write lists, they do all kinds of that stuff. And I tend to do that stuff, but for me in the past, it's been I'd write the list and I'd forget it at home, or I would misplace it, or whatever. So it's a different journey now. I use my calendar on my phone way more, set alarms for things. I don't want to say that I'm adulting because I don't want to let you guys even into that secret, but I'm trying. Yeah, I am adulting. Sorry. See, I'm changing it up. I am adulting. So another thing too that I want to talk about. I have been off of the air for a minute here with Survivor Girl, and I thank you guys for being patient with that. I worked a lot of weekends. So this is kind of like starting all over again for me. I worked a lot of weekends, and I had a lot of time where I wasn't able to make it here on time. There was a lot of vehicle situations and different things that continually happen throughout my season. But I'm so glad to still be here, and I'm glad that you guys are here with me and tuning in. It means so much to me that even if I took some time off, that you guys still care and that you guys are still here to tune in and have your subscriptions and know when I'm going to go live. Because I'm back again. I'm continually keep moving forward with my new position that I have, my new career. I'm able to have weekends off. So for the first 3 weekends, the first 3 Sundays of each month, I will continue to be here with you guys. And I'm adding more though. I'm adding more into what I do here at Survivor Girl Podcast. There's going to be some more content that I'm going to create, and I'm hoping that you guys will like it. I talk a lot about my allergies and my gluten allergy, and now my milk allergy, which is different from lactose intolerant. I actually get like a hay fever kind of symptoms, headache, runny nose, sinuses, all kinds of stuff that continues to happen. And I want to talk a little bit more about that because through this journey of learning what I like, instead of thinking of it as I can't have what everybody else has, where someone has regular pizza and I'm like, oh, I can't eat that. No, I think of it differently because my body runs on higher fuel. My body doesn't accept the other things. I'm not saying that what you guys are eating is not fuel for you, but my body doesn't want anything to do with the wheat and the milk, any of those kinds of things. So I'm changing it up and I'm thinking positive about it. I've learned a lot through these years of having the gluten allergy and now with the dairy. And what I've learned, my friends, is that it's expensive. It can be super expensive if you want to try different stuff. Well, like for a loaf of bread, for instance, it's like $5 for a gluten free or up for gluten free loaf of bread, depending on where you go. It could be different, it could be priced differently. And I'm not complaining about that either. But I want to help you guys find the good stuff. If you're going to be paying that kind of money for what to work around your allergies, I want to show you guys what I've come to find out and share that with you as well. I want you guys to see what stuff actually is good, give you a legit review on it. I'm not going to be sponsored by any of these, but I want to share with you what brands are good so it can help you kind of navigate. And I'll try to go through with some of the labels and things like that so you know what to look for. There's different things with the gluten allergy for sure. there's things in that stuff that you would not even imagine. Like, for instance, Twizzlers. I didn't know that that was wheat, that there was wheat in Twizzlers. So there's a lot of different things that have it in it, and you would never suspect it. So we're gonna do a couple different things with that. Of wouldn't suspect, or I don't know. I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna play around with that a little bit. But I want to bring that to you guys. I want to bring that to this platform and some different things of creator content. What we do to unwind. I've talked about self love and all of that stuff before. What kind of stuff do we do to unwind? I'm going to share a little bit and actually go live playing. I'm thinking about playing some video games with you guys and hanging out because guess what? Ladies game too. There's a lot of lady gamers out there, and I'm going to try to do some different things with that as well. Because I'll have more time now. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. Because this isn't just the only podcast that I have going on right now. I'm going to give a shout out and shameless plugs to those as well. I am also a part of the Don't Make This Weird podcast, where it's a lot different than this one, my friends. I've gotten asked that before. How could you be one way, but then you go here and you're different and you don't swear? Because I take this one differently. It's serious. There's a time and place for that. But if you want to see me goof off like that, you can go to the Don't Make This Weird podcast, or you can come hang out with Initiative Impossible as well. If again, ladies game too. That's the and I have a character on there named Harlow. So that's something new too. I'm stepping out and doing different things and trying different things because that's just part of who I am. I want to be able to do all these fun different things in life, and let's face it, I always say it, life is best lived, guys. So if it's something that you're fearing and you want to get into trying, just give it a try. If it flops, okay, that's not for you. What else are you what are you passionate about? That kind of, I look back on 2021, and I'm going to go back a little bit with you guys with that. Talk a little bit about stepping out of the comfort zone and trying different things. For instance, kayak bass fishing. One of three ladies in my very first kayak bass fishing tournament. And let me tell you guys, cry fishing happened. I I was emotional out there on the water. It was brand new. I was in a kayak. There was lots of waves and different things, and I, for one, have a fear of water. What in my right mind was I thinking? Somewhere new. Out to Alabama was our first one, I do believe. Yeah, Alabama was the first one. And it was scary. But I went back and I did it again, but not with gators. My first bass tournament was with gators. And that was terrifying. It was very terrifying, but I did it. No, I don't have a death wish or anything like that, but I want to try different things, and I am. And like I said, I always try to encourage encourage you guys to try these things and to get out there and do different things. If it's something that you've had on your bucket list for a while, what's stopping you from doing it? Is it work? Is the scheduling just not working out for you? Is it finances? What is it and what can you do to achieve those goals? What is it that you can put aside and go, okay, if I do this, then I'll be able to actually go and try this out. I try to encourage that with you guys because, again, living in the moments, trying to see what it is that you're made of without pushing too hard, I think. And I say that because that was a big thing. Going to a whole new state, going on brand new water, trying out something completely different. And I'm going back. I'm definitely going back because I want a spot in that list of winners. I really want to because there is more ladies that do bass fishing tournaments now, but there's not as many. And there are some that I have actually got a chance to meet, and they are working their way up, and I am so proud of that. I was so excited to meet some of those ladies and see them just busting it out. But it's not just that. It's not just bass fishing. There's so many ladies that I've come across in this past year that are so strong and have gone through so many things and have told me their stories personally. It's not Survivor Girl isn't for everybody to come on and tell their story, but I've had people reach out to me and I've had people tell me their stories, and it's been incredible to be able to have that, to be able to talk with people and see how far they've come, where they're at in life with their journey after they've hit something that was really tragic or traumatic. And I can't, I'm just completely in awe of that, to see them continue to keep on doing what they're doing, to keep on moving forward and not giving up. And a lot of the ones that I'm talking to are watching right now. I know there's times when you probably feel like you're just not strong enough, you're not brave enough, that you can't do it, you can't go on, but you're still here. You've still made it here to 2022. You're still here with us. So I guess that's why I continue to get so excited about all these different things, because in your day, if you're finding things that just make you so excited, and you want to share that with other people, you don't have very much time to think about the negative. When you're busy putting into the positive into you and pouring into yourself, you don't have a lot of time to feel sorry, or to think about all of the trauma and all the bad things. And I'm not saying that your trauma or any of that stuff doesn't mean anything. It does. It does, but it's perspective. Perspective is huge. I've thought so differently throughout my life. I've experienced so many different things, and things that I probably should have gave up at the moment, felt like giving up at that moment. I'm glad I didn't. I'm really glad I didn't, because it's such a gift to continue to be moving forward. I mean, I look back at 7 years ago, and to be here now and to have this gift, like, I again with the social media thing, I watch people on this very first day talk about how their first day was horrible in their new year, and it breaks my heart to hear that, because I'm over here going, I made it. I'm here in 2022. Right? It's like I've faced a lot of things that were meant for me to face, and I'm here though. Like, I'm still here, and that's incredible. So I'm building up my relationships again. I'm building up my relationship with me. I am loving all of my quirks and awkwardness and authenticness. And I'm going, okay, 41 right now? All right. All right. I'm waking up, instead of going, oh, my back, can't move this morning. I'm thankful that I got some sleep last night. I'm thankful that I have a roof over my head. I have gratitude, and I'm grateful that I'm breathing. I'm grateful that it's not going to last long. I'll move a little bit and my back will loosen up a bit. I'll get there. And that's all part of figuring in, yoga maybe before bed. Or, just discovering what it's going to take to get rid of that, instead of going, oh, that's it. I can't do no more. I'm done. We've all been there, though, haven't we? Haven't we been there? We have pity party for one. We've been there. I've been there. Gosh, when I was just starting out on my own, like after my divorce, it was a pity party for one for a long time. I couldn't keep going. I was angry at the world. I didn't have a vehicle for an entire year because, well, I lost it in the divorce. I didn't have a backup plan if things went south. I just went, okay, I'm out. I'm done. This is it. I'm moving on. But there was a lot of time that I spent, and I feel like, you need to heal how you're going to heal. But in that time, I look back now and I go, wow, I wasted a lot of time having many pity parties for myself. But we're human, and that's part of the healing process for some of us. It takes time. It takes time. It takes time to find out who you are, and what you're doing with your life after a big thing like that. And I don't talk about this very much. I don't think I've really talked much about the divorce thing. I was with the same person for almost 11 years. And for about 3 of those years, it just didn't we weren't. We weren't us. We were living together. We were roommates. That was pretty much all I could come down to. Different grew apart. We were different. I had different ideas and goals and things I wanted for my life, and there wasn't support there with that. Now, it's different if you have somebody that's supporting you as you grow. But I spent 3 years trying to fix that and trying to make it better. And I know people that have tried longer than that in situations. And just one day out of the blue, I couldn't stop my mouth from saying I want a divorce. And it happened and I completely cut myself off. I stopped talking to him and I just tried to move on. And I cut it because there was no other way for me to do that at the time. But it left me with losing the house that I lived in. It left me with not having a vehicle for an entire year and having to ask people for rides. It left me questioning about my worth. It left me wondering what was next and being so unsure of what it was that was going to be around the corner. Was I gonna get hurt again? Was I gonna find love for real? Was I gonna like just so many different things. But you wanna know what I found? I ended up getting sick. I think I put so much of that anger and pity party that it ended up ultimately making me sick. I don't know if that's truly if that's what it was, but it feels like that's what happened. And now that I look at that and I look back, I go, I've run into people and they've told me that they've been divorced. And I say, and I've said, I would do it again in that instance because it wasn't healthy for me and I needed to get away from it. We continued to be friends after a year went by and I didn't say a word. So I'm not trying to trash him or whatever, but there was a lot of things. We were both young back then, youngish, and I felt at the time when we had gotten married, like in my brain, I went, I'm going to be 26 and I'm not married. I don't have kids. Time's ticking. I need to do this. By whose standards, though? Like, I completely took off my standards off of the table because I got fear that I was going to be too old to get married. What? At 26? Like, I looked at everybody else around me that I went to school with or was friends with, and they were married and they were already on their second kid or their first kid or whatever. And I went, wow, I'm the last person. But I wasn't. And we get in our heads like that, right, guys? We get in our heads and we think, oh man, I better hurry up and get this show on the road. Doesn't matter if it's toxic. I'm getting married tomorrow. No, that's not how that. Stop, guys. Stop. Think it through. Honestly, like my mom always told me to weigh everything out. Do a pros and cons list, if you will. Do you guys remember those? Pros and cons? I still do this to this day. I'll be like, okay, well, what's this? Which one's higher? Which one's better? But that does help. It does help. And when I had more cons on that situation, I went, okay, now it's time to move forward. And I made it. I was okay. I ended up moving in with one of my very best friends who happened to be a guy, which I got a lot of flack for on the time for that because apparently you cannot live with an opposite sex. Proved you wrong, guys. You can. You really can't. And again, there's that thinking. People are like, "Oh, you shouldn't be living with a man." I'm like, he's got his own room. I see him 15 minutes out of the day, maybe. But that's the thing. I'll say, "Oh, I get in my own head about something," and I'll be like, "Oh, that's what they're thinking." And I got asked just recently, "Who's they? And why do they matter?" Oh, that's a very good thought. I need to stop myself for 5 minutes and go, "Who are they? And do they matter?" No. If you're in your lane and you're living your life and you're doing your thing and you know that it's best for you, why do we give a shit who they are? Just kind of feel that way for 2022 and going, I'm working on me. And I don't have to bring everybody in, and neither do you guys. You don't have to let everybody know what it is that you're doing. I share because, well, I have this platform and I can with you guys, and I appreciate that you listen, regardless. But honestly, though, we are human. Maybe some of you aren't, but just kidding. we are human. We have feels. We have emotions. Sometimes we're just a puddle of emotion. It's okay. Sometimes that's just me, but But we do. We have emotions and we have feelings and we have goals and we have things that we want to accomplish. But sometimes we becomes, oh, they're doing this. They're accomplishing that. Does that matter? Do we have to keep up with what somebody else is doing? I don't think so. I don't think that's healthy to be that in tune or that involved in somebody else's life to be like, but I see you got a brand new car. Tomorrow I will be getting the same one or better. Like, like keeping up with the Joneses. Yes, exactly. No, nobody has to do that. Again, you like what you like and you want to accomplish things in life that you like. Just because I said earlier that audiobooks are amazing doesn't mean that you're going to be like, Heather said so. Now we have to listen to these. No, that's not how that works. It's merely a suggestion, just like life is. No, okay. Tony's saying I said so you have to. But seriously though, guys, I probably sound goofy because this is my first. I feel like a brand new kid here. Like this is my new day, my first day back on the job, and right. Well, yeah, there's that too. Like going back to school tomorrow. But I haven't been here in a minute, so this is all like brand new again to me. But really, I'm not trying to ramble on too much, but I'm thinking about this and keeping up with the Joneses and having to do this New Year's resolution or, oh, time's running out. I need to do this before I'm this age. Is there really an age limit other than on Legos? Okay. Even that's debatable, right? Even that's debatable. But I mean, seriously, we don't have to keep up with everybody else. We really need to just hone it in and focus on what is best for us. We talk a lot on our other podcast about checking out our holistic doctor and trying out different things like that. Again, merely suggestions, but for us, it has worked for us. And just like eating different things, like I'm gonna jump on. I'll probably have Jen jump on with me too because she's got the same allergy that I do, and we could help share that together. But just because I'm saying, hey, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that, doesn't mean that you guys have to do it. But I thank you for joining us and being here. It's incredible though to feel. Do I have a lot of things going on in chat? Oh, okay. I'm gonna lose my thought here. Yeah, thank you guys. But seriously, I want you guys to think about that right now, this year. Not thinking about a resolution, but how can you grow for yourself? Why does it have to be one thing that you have to work on throughout the year? Not trying to overwhelm anybody, but why does it have to be one thing? Why do we have to stick to, okay, my goal this year is weight loss? Yeah, well, George, it was weight loss last year too. Are you there? Or like, are you anywhere closer? And that's not me being a jerk about it, but are we going to continue to keep on doing it, or can we break it down into little parts of it to figure out how it works for us? Probably. It'd probably be a good idea to actually break down what would you need to make that weight loss happen instead of just one vague thing. I'm going to lose weight this year. Okay, well that's awesome. But what successful tools do you need to be able to do that? How are you breaking it down to know that you're going to be able to succeed that? So I'm not saying that resolutions are complete crap, but for me they don't work because it's saying one thing. It's not breaking it down and how to make the whole overall thing work for me. So that's one thing to think about. What is it that you guys want to do to grow yourself this year? Are you leaving stuff behind from last year and just moving forward, or are you bringing it into 2022? Are you changing it up? Are you coming in positive? Are you having a rough day? It's okay to have a rough day, just don't sit there. Don't let it go to 364 and go, "Uh-oh. I've been too busy worrying about this one thing for this whole year that I haven't experienced anything, and tomorrow's the new year." Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, he says I got a couple different things over here. You keeping up with it? Oh, Scarface Gaming is joining in. Says hello. And thank you guys for checking in. Adam's checking in. Says sounding great. That's right. I am the same. And also Crystal is saying hello, beautiful. Welcome, Crystal LaFay. Absolutely love that lady. She's one of my dear friends, goddess sisters, however you want to say. Very amazing, very positive person. And that doesn't mean that she doesn't have days where it's tough either. And I'm not saying that every day is going to be just easy to get through, because it's not. Come on. let's be honest. We are in a world with a bunch of people. It's not just you, it's not just me. I could wake up on the wrong side of the bed and just be like having a horrible day. And guess what? Sometimes that seeps in with other things around you, with other people around you. So, yeah, that can affect other people. But let's remember, we can change that for ourselves. And if you think about it that way, it's not just me that's sharing this space, or we're not just, it's, there's a bunch more people out there. So one word or one way of saying something to someone can affect their whole day. It could affect their week. I mean, there's times that I've thought back to some things. I'm like, still, I can't believe that lady said that to me back in 2020 or 2003. Are you serious right now? Yes. So I'm going to talk about that. This is another thing. I'm going to take a drink first. Back in 2003, or no, actually, it was 2006. I was getting ready to get married. Seems how we're on this subject today. And I went in for the very first time to get my eyebrows done. Okay, and I know there's guys joining in, and you're probably like, why do we care about eyebrows? But anyway, so I went in and to get my eyebrows, and the lady looked at me and she went, wow, you're a hairy girl. Wait, excuse me? Why did that hurt my feelings? I let it because I shouldn't have, because she didn't know that I had polycystic ovarian syndrome that causes that kind of thing. And the reason I brought that up, though, guys, is because, and ladies, is because one thing can stay with somebody. And if you're in a profession like that, to say something like that to somebody, it could be tough to be, taken. But for me, because I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, I was like, okay, she's not wrong. But still, she didn't need to point that out. She didn't need to point that out. And I think back to that, and I was talking, with one of my friends over the holiday, and I was telling her about that situation, and she's like, that was rude. I said, yeah, obviously, because it's still, I'm still thinking of this. Why is that holding on? Why? Now I'm letting it go right in front of you guys. I'm letting that go because it was eyebrows, whatever. It's not something to hold on to. But back then, I was going through a lot of things in my life, and I was still trying to save a relationship by getting married. And so I think back to how I thought back then, and it makes sense why it would still hold on, because that hurt me back then. But now if someone said, I'd be like, so are you. Or some witty comeback, insert here. But kindly, because I'm telling you guys that words mean something, because they do. They do mean something. I've held on to things from back when I wasn't strong enough that hurt me until now, and I'm going, why? Why have I held on to this stuff for so long? So, with the new year, I don't do spring cleaning. I'm chucking stuff out from years ago and going, okay, doesn't serve me anymore. That feels great to get rid of this. Like, it's empowering to get rid of this. This is fantastic. So, I hope that you guys are looking into that too, because it's not just about cleaning like your home and getting your home organized and doing this fitness routine or whatever thing you have your heart set on, your mind set on. It's about going through and decluttering a lot of things. If you're holding on to stuff from the past still, does it serve you today? Is it going to serve you tomorrow? Is it going to serve you next year? Let's not look that far, but is it going to? And if it's not, the answer is clear. Okay, I don't need this anymore. Why am I holding on to this? I don't know why we do that. I think, somebody had said, leave a message for me to go into the new year. And one of the big things that I could think of to put down was, you are good enough, even if at one point in time you didn't feel good enough. Back then, you might not have been able to handle the life that you have now, and you were shielding yourself. But now you're feeling better, and you're good enough, and you can take on this life that you have. Maybe back then those people just weren't right for you, or the situation wasn't right for you because you could not handle it at that time. But now you might be able to. There's so many different ways to spin positivity and to change something that's really, really frustrating into something that can be good. There's ways to stop and take a look at it and go, okay, well, why though? What are the good reasonings behind this? For instance, anybody who knows me knows that vehicle problems have been a thing in the past. And I'm learning a little bit more about this through some of my friends and sisters alike to help me kind of figure this out because it's been a continuing thing. And I don't want to do that for this year or any year further. I want to figure out what the whole reasoning is behind it. So recently, I was by myself and we had just gotten snow, and my muffler completely just fell apart and dropped the pipes to the ground. Um, I'm sure there's technical words for those, but don't hate on me because I don't know. And I could hear it dragging, and I got to a safe place. I was gonna be a quick drop off, and then I was just gonna go home, so I didn't bring a charger. My phone was at 4% at the time, and that's not that's not ideal, not ideal. But luckily, I had enough money in my account to be able to go get a charger to charge up my phone. Well, I tried to figure out the situation. I had some very dear people that I was able to stop and try to talk it through because I was so frustrated that I couldn't think. How am I going to fix this? How am I going to get home? Adam had left. He was going out of town, and I'm like, how am I supposed to do this? How am I going to get home? So I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, it's still cold out. It's still wet on the ground. It was yucky out. But I went inside, and I asked to see if I could get a wire hanger. And I had talked actually with Crystal and a bunch of other people going through this frustration. And she stopped me and said, okay, why are you frustrated? What is going on? How can you think about this positively? And I'm probably not quoting her correctly on this, but this is what I took from the conversation. So I went inside and I asked for a wire hanger of the odds of somebody having that, but it is a truck stop, so she did. I went outside, I laid on the ground, and I tried to get it, but I just couldn't get under there. And I started to get soaked through, and it's cold out, and I got emotional. I got frustrated that I couldn't get under there far enough to get this fixed so I could just make it home. And that was my thought. I just want to get home. I want to get warm. I want to go relax. And that's all I could think about. So I reached out, and I reached out to a couple different people. And Jen, who hopped into my life last year and has become someone very close to me very quickly, said, okay, well, I will come up there. And I'm going, okay, I need something that I can actually lay on to get underneath it so I'm not getting soaked. And she showed up in waterproof, like, snow pants and got underneath there and hooked up my car. And I thought, women power. Okay. All right. All right. We got this. Actually, she has this because I kind of cried about it and got back in my car and turned it on to get warm. But she got down there and got it fixed, and I was able to get home. And from there on out, I started thinking about, okay, well, when Crystal had asked me the positive of it, I was safe. I made it to a gas station where there was bathrooms, there was food, there was charger that I could get to get my phone charged. It wasn't far from home. I still had signal where I was at. There was all kinds of things. I still had heat in my car, all kinds of different things. So instead of just focusing on the whole frustration, the frustrating part of the situation, I was able to finally calm down and go, okay, these are the good things. And sometimes we have to do that. Sometimes we have to stop and go, okay, is it really this big of a deal? Can you leave the situation for a little bit and come back to it? Are you safe? Are you okay? What are the good things of the situation? And I really encourage you guys, especially people that have high anxiety, get frustrated, have situations that happen like this. What what can you do to think through it positively? What are some of the questions you can ask yourself and to get yourself calmed down so that you can think rationally? For me, that was the case. I made it to somewhere safe. I was able to get a hold of somebody. Everything ended up working out in the end. Was all of that emotional and frustration and everything worth it? When I got home and I actually stopped to think about the situation, no. No. I was drained after that. I was super tired because I panicked. I had fear. I didn't have faith. I just automatically thought, I don't know how to fix this, and I went into a panic. And that's not good. That's not good for anybody. I know it's not always going to be the same for everybody, but for me, that was tough. I put myself into panic instead of thinking, okay, am I going to be okay? Is it going to be okay if I leave it here overnight? Rational thoughts instead of going into escalating into trauma and having that kind of response. So I'm gonna go ahead and look over here and see. And Crystal says no resolution, only dedicating every day to being the best version as of me as I can be. That is amazing. I love that. And she has a challenge actually on her own personal Facebook. And actually, I'll probably grab it so I can share it with you guys. It's getting out 1,000 hours a year of going outside and getting outside. That's cool. I never thought about that. Okay, so wintertime, I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. I don't like to go out. I'm not a winter person, even though I live in Michigan. But I do have, snow pants and I do have stuff to bundle up in. So it is a plausible thing to do. But I'm going to go ahead and share it with you guys. And I want to know if you guys are interested in taking that challenge because she is very much promoting it and putting it out there. And I think it's a great thing because getting out in nature and getting out and having that, it helps a lot. It helps out with bringing yourself center and have a little bit more peace and whatnot to get out and enjoy fresh air and and surroundings around you as well. I'm also taking another challenge, and I'm going to put that up on on Survivor Girl podcast as well. I am doing a 100-mile in January walk or running. I'm not running though. Just letting you guys know that's not my thing right now. Walking in honor of the Cancer Society, and for those that I have gone before me that lost their fight, for those that are in a battle with their fight right now, and for those of us that continue to keep on moving forward and are, very much thankful to the things that the American Cancer Society were able to help with. I'll be honest with you, we had some stuff that with my mom when me and her were sick, there was a lot of things that they did help out with. So that money does go to help with research and different things in those times. It did for us anyway. So I am doing a 100-mile challenge in the month of January. Yesterday started, I got 4 miles in, and today I have a lot to go after this show. So, but it's worth it. It's going to help me with getting active, and it's going to help me bring awareness, and I'm hoping that people will jump on board and help to put towards that as well. I do have a $300 cap to make before the end of the month, but that's just an estimated amount. Donations are welcome, whether they're $1 or less or more or whatever. That's always welcome as well. So I'm gonna put that out there. Maybe you guys will want to challenge me. It's gonna be you'll be a day behind now, but that doesn't mean you can't meet your 100-mile challenge within the month, and it's free to join. It's free to join. It's basically just trying to help get that awareness out there. And if money is made for donations, that helps out as well. So if you guys want to do that, I will put that in the comments, or not comments, I'll put that on my Facebook page so that you guys can jump in and join. I'll put the 100 hours of getting out and in nature and getting outside as well in honor of Crystal putting it out. And also, guys, I don't want you to forget, she has a podcast as well. And can you tell a little bit about it? Like, I know she's not here to do it, but it's coming up, right? Okay, so she's going to be taking the last Sunday, correct? Last Sunday of each month and doing Crystal LaFay podcast. And you guys, I'm excited because she is coming back, and I think it's going to be a completely different format and show, but she does a lot of other positives. So if you guys can go over, like and subscribe on her channel and watch her videos and her positive uplifting and the fun stuff that she does, all of the different things, the real talk, please go like and subscribe. Hit that bell for her as well. And you'll know when her new show airs and all of the other stuff in between that she does. So I recommend that you guys go check it out. A lot of cool stuff over there. A lot of love, support for that lady. And I am so thankful that she's part of the Strange Friends Media Group. So yeah, what else? You have that whole thing up there. I might as well go ahead and just talk about all of the things we got going on, right? So Strange Friends Media Group grew huge last year. Not just Don't Make This Weird and Survivor Girl, because those are the two originals, right? Yeah, and then Mitch's Fake Radio is on there, but it's not on there right now. He still has those episodes. You can go check it out. But we have grown. We have not just Don't Make This Weird, Survivor Girl, Motivational Mondays. Tony does a chill stream, which we talked about gaming earlier. If you want to jump on and see how Magic the Gathering Online works, and I think you're going to be doing different games as well, go check him out on Saturdays on Chill Stream. Chill Stream Saturdays? Yeah, Chill Stream Saturdays. And then also Guitar Fridays he does as well. If you like to just sit back, chill, listen to some music, guitar, You love that kind of stuff, I recommend it. Music is huge therapy. That's fun. You can relax and hang out and comment with everybody else. Go like him and subscribe. That those two are re-aired on the Don't Make This Weird podcast page. So you can find all that fun stuff and all those archived on our page over there. So if you like silly, if you like real people having real conversations, if you like guitar, if you like games, jump on there and check that all out. Like, subscribe. We're not just on YouTube though, guys. We are also on Twitch as well, so you can check that out. Also, we have Initiative Impossible, which is a D&D campaign and other games that are brought in for some specials. There was a Christmas special not too long ago, and we continued last Tuesday we continued the campaign. So if you guys get a chance, go check that out. Go like and subscribe. If you are into that kind of stuff from gaming, or even if you don't know if you're into it, go check it out. There's a lot of fun characters and different things that we've got going on with that channel. We also have This Is My Brain podcast and Tuesday Night Rants. I got everything. Motivational Mondays with me when I remember, which I'm going to now. I got alarms set, people. Night before, setting an alarm. And then, of course, Crystal LeFay podcast, or Crystal LeFay. Go check her out as well. So if you guys got a chance, it's fun to be able to look at the different stuff. And also, we're re-aired on Solid State Radio with a lot of those different ones. So if you like podcasts or you like music, you want to check them out as well. We love Adam and we love Sean over there at the Lyric Mall. Go check them out too, solidstateradio.net. So thank you guys for listening to that too. It's part of who I've become. I've had people ask that too. How do you continue to go? We'll talk about this because we're getting closer, I think, to the end here. So one more thing, maybe two. So one thing with a podcast, I don't generally get a list of stuff. I do pray before the podcast, and I ask that God speaks through me and I'm able to deliver messages and different things to you guys. And I am thankful for that. I'm thankful to be able to be into that space right now where I can do those kinds of things. And I don't have a script. I'm not always on. And I mean that as I'm not always ready for a podcast. I don't always feel 100% with energy level. I don't always feel that way. And I had somebody ask me recently, she's like, how, with all of your podcasts, how do you change up to be able to be ready for a show? Like, are you always just that good, like ready to go and feeling good? No. The honest truth is no, I'm not. And she said to me, she's like, well, I can't tell. Well, I appreciate that. That means I'm doing a good job then. I can't tell that you. I said, yeah, I don't always have it in me, you guys. I don't always have it in me, but I do. I'm here. The only time that I haven't been able to follow through with the show is because of work scheduling. Other than that, headache. Headache and other things like that happen, exhaustion from having fatigue. I still come. I'm still here for you guys. And I just want to say, I appreciate that. There's been times before other podcasts, not this one, but other podcasts where I just didn't know for what I was doing. I was an emotional wreck. I had been crying maybe like 10 minutes before, and it wasn't anything that happened here at the studio. I just want to put that out there. Just in life in general and things. I get in my feels sometimes. I get in my thoughts, and it comes out in tears. And that's okay. I'm not embarrassed about that. Except for I get a little bit angry when I do my makeup good and it ruins it. Takes a little bit longer to get ready then. But the thing is, you got to be able to leave it at the door. If you do something like this, or just in general, like I'll talk about it when I'm on, and I'll be like, hey, yeah, it's rough, maybe like on here I will. I don't make this weird. I don't really talk about that much, but the thing is, the show must go on. And I feel that in life too. If I'm having a rough day, I've tried really hard to go, okay, I'm going to sit with this for a little bit. I'm going to sit with this and I'm going to feel it. I'm not going to push it down. I'm going to work through it. And then I'm getting up and I'm going to get dressed and I'm going to go live today. And I'm going to live in the moments. I'm going to take it 1 minute at a time because that's all I got today. That's all I have today. And I'm proud of myself for being able to take it 1 minute at a time. I don't have to make that finish line in one day. And I want you guys to know that you don't either. 1 minute, one breath at a time. And then you move up. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, hours, whatever it takes for you to be okay, for you to be able to function, for you to be able to do it. But think through your stuff. Feel your stuff. Don't push it down, because the longer you push it down, the harder it gets when it comes back out. If that means going and talking to a therapist, if that means jumping on a Zoom call and talking to someone that means the world to you, or you need time with somebody, or whatever it means, if that means getting in your journal because you don't want to talk to somebody else, do it. Do what it takes. But don't sit too long in it. Some people need a couple days, and that's okay too. But live it one moment, one breath, and start from there. If you're frustrated and you don't know how you're going to change a situation, start thinking of, are you safe? Are you okay? Is this going to matter? Can I reach out to somebody? Can I make it through? Like with the vehicle situation. Those were the questions that Crystal asked me, and I appreciate that so very much. I mean, you guys have no idea how just having her tell me those things and ask me those questions that helped me get through it. And sometimes it's different people that you talk to. Sometimes it's different people that you lean on, and they're there for you. Sometimes you just make it through and you do it yourself. But whatever it is, remember, one moment, one time. That's all. And then move from there. Little steps. Little steps. But I'm proud of all of you guys. I'm proud of you guys. We're here in 2022. You don't have to have a resolution. You can work on yourself, whatever that means. Or you can just live life each day and smile and take everything that you're going for and just do it. Whatever it is that you guys are doing, just be in the moment. That's one of the biggest lessons that I'm learning this year, is to be in the moment. Not last year, not years back, not problems or things that have happened and occurred and have torn me up in the past. In the moment, in now, living in these moments. And that's the best thing that I think I can do for myself, and healing and being mature about how life is, how things are, living in the moment. So with that being said though, guys, I thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you that have jumped online and have been in the comments and talking. I appreciate all of you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out. Got lots of more great stuff happening this year. I got some guests that are going to be coming to join me. I'm very excited. Look for the extra content. Because tomorrow is going to be Motivational Mondays. I will be starting my new job. So we'll have that ready for you guys, so you guys can start tomorrow, the new week with me, the first new week, the new Monday, the first Monday of the year with me. And we're going to start it out positive, you guys. I'm going to look for my cards tonight, and we're going to pull one of the positive cards that gives a little thing there to keep us going in the morning. So guys, I will see you. I will see you with more content. If you guys have channels and things, please don't hesitate to message me and let me know what you guys have got going on. Be excited about it. Share with me. I'm always excited to look. If you've got an audiobook that you absolutely love and enjoy, message me. Message me either on my personal page if you have that, or message me on Survivor Girl. I'd be excited. Don't forget those challenges though, guys. The 100 miles in this month, or 1,000 hours outside in nature for the year. Don't forget to check those out. We'll post them afterward. And again, don't forget to look for that content. I'm excited to bring you guys some new stuff. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm excited about it too. So we'll see you guys soon. We'll see you tomorrow. What's that? I don't know yet. Oh, I thought you meant for my new content. I thought he was like, when are you airing? For my new content, I don't know. It's kind of up in the air. But I will be airing the first 3 Sundays of each month. Someone click that in the edit. That doesn't happen around here. The first 3 Sundays of each month, Survivor Girl will be here. Other content will come and go and be there, but check it out. Subscribe, then you guys know what kind of craziness I'm up to this year. I'm excited to be moving forward and trying out different stuff, and I hope you guys come along for the ride. But don't forget, guys, life is best lived.